The law of self-worth and value. The law of self-worth and value states that the level of wealth, success, and opportunities you attract is directly proportional to how much you value yourself. Your internal sense of worth defines the limits of what you allow yourself to receive in life. You set the price for yourself. Everything in life is a negotiation, and you are the one who sets the terms. The world will treat you according to the value you place on yourself. If you believe you are worthy of abundance, respect, and high compensation, you will act accordingly, and the world will respond in kind. If you undervalue yourself, you invite others to do the same. The marketplace reflects your beliefs. Money flows toward perceived value. The reason some people earn millions while others struggle is not just skill, it's their self-perception. Two people can offer the same service, but the one who knows their worth will charge more, negotiate better, and attract higher quality clients. If you sell yourself short, people will gladly take you at your lowest price. But when you raise your standards, the right people and opportunities rise to meet them. Biblical wisdom. Set your value as a child of God. You were bought at a price. Do not become slaves of men. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 23. Your worth is not determined by others' opinions, but by divine truth. If God values you enough to create you in His image, why would you settle for less than excellence in your life? As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23 verse 7. The value you place on yourself internally manifests externally. The law of compensation. You earn according to the value you believe you offer. Ralph Waldo Emerson's law of compensation states that the income you receive is in direct proportion to the value you provide. But value isn't just about skill. It's about the confidence you have in what you offer. The person who boldly states their worth and demands higher compensation will almost always receive it over the hesitant individual who hopes to be noticed. Walter Russell's view. Recognizing your divine genius. Walter Russell taught that every individual is a creator capable of expressing divine genius. The moment you recognize your own greatness, you stop underpricing yourself because you see yourself as a conduit for abundance, not as someone begging for scraps. Practical application. How to set your price and command your worth. Stop apologizing for your value. Whether in business, relationships, or personal endeavors, never downplay your worth. Charge what you're worth. If you are providing value, do not hesitate to ask for what you deserve. Walk away from low offers. The world tests your conviction. When you refuse to settle, better opportunities come. Invest in yourself. Your worth increases as you refine your skills, mindset, and self-perception. Command respect through presence. Speak, act, and carry yourself with the confidence of someone who knows their value. Final thought. The world pays you at the rate you charge yourself. You set the price for your life, not just in money, but in respect, love, and opportunity. If you want more, raise your standard. When you believe in your worth, the world has no choice but to acknowledge it. Money is a reflection of self-perception. Money is not just a physical asset. It is a mirror of how you see yourself. The amount of wealth you attract is a direct reflection of your internal beliefs about your own worth, ability, and potential. If you perceive yourself as valuable, capable, and deserving, money will flow toward you. If you see yourself as undeserving, inadequate, or incapable, financial struggles will persist. Your inner worth sets your financial ceiling. People often think external circumstances determine wealth, but the truth is that wealth starts within. Two people with the same skills and opportunities can have vastly different financial outcomes because of how they perceive themselves. The person who sees themselves as valuable and capable will negotiate higher pay, take bold financial actions, and create wealth. The person who doubts their worth will settle for less, hesitate in decision-making, and repel opportunities. Biblical wisdom. Your mind determines your prosperity. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23 verse 7. If you think like a poor person, you will live like one. If you think like a wealthy person, you will act in ways that attract wealth. The parable of the talents. Matthew 25 verses 14 to 30. The servant who believed in his ability to multiply wealth was rewarded with more. The one who saw himself as incapable buried his talent and lost everything. Your financial destiny is shaped by your self-perception. Walter Russell's perspective. The universe reflects your beliefs. Walter Russell emphasized that the universe is governed by laws of balance and perception. If you see yourself as a powerful creator, wealth will naturally follow. If you see yourself as powerless, you will remain stuck in lack. How to shift your self-perception to attract wealth. Change your identity. Stop identifying with struggle. Start seeing yourself as someone who naturally attracts wealth. Upgrade your self-talk. Replace limiting beliefs like, I'm not good with money, with empowering ones like, I create wealth with ease. Raise your standards. Wealthy people set high standards for what they earn, accept, and expect. Act like the person you want to become. Make decisions from a place of abundance, not scarcity. Invest in yourself. The more you grow, the more valuable you become, and the more money flows to you. Final thought, money magnifies who you are. Money is not something you chase, it is something you align with. When you shift your self-perception, you shift your financial reality. Wealth is simply a byproduct of how you see yourself. Biblical perspective. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23 verse 7. This single verse from Proverbs contains one of the most profound truths about wealth, success, and personal transformation. Your external reality is a direct reflection of your internal beliefs. What you hold in your heart, your deepest thoughts about yourself, your worth, and your capabilities, determines what manifests in your life. This principle is not just spiritual wisdom. It is a fundamental law of creation. Your thoughts shape your reality. The way you think about money, success, and yourself sets the boundaries for what you allow yourself to receive. If you believe wealth is scarce or that you are undeserving of abundance, your actions will reflect those beliefs, and financial struggle will persist. If you believe you are worthy of prosperity, that opportunities are abundant, and that you have the ability to create wealth, your actions will align with that belief, and financial success will follow. This is why two people with the same external circumstances can have completely different financial outcomes. It is not just external conditions that determine success. It is the inner state of the individual, the heart as the creative center. In biblical language, the heart is more than just emotions. It is the core of your being, the subconscious mind that governs your reality. Jesus taught, a good man out of the good treasure of his heart brings forth good things, and an evil man out of the evil treasure brings forth evil things. Matthew 12 verse 35. What you store in your heart, your beliefs, fears, and expectations, will produce tangible results. Paul wrote, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12 verse 2. To change your life, you must first change how you think. Money follows identity. Most financial struggles are not about a lack of money, but a lack of identity alignment. If deep down you believe, I'm not good with money, wealth is for other people, not me. Rich people are greedy, and I don't want to be like that. Then your subconscious mind will sabotage financial success to stay aligned with that belief. However, when you renew your mind and see yourself as someone who naturally attracts, manages, and grows wealth, your actions will begin to align with that reality. Aligning with God's abundance. Genesis 1 verses 26 to 28. You are created in God's image, given dominion over creation. Scarcity is not your divine nature. Abundance is. Deuteronomy 8 verse 18. But remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the power to create wealth. Wealth is a function of divine wisdom, not luck. Psalm 1 verse 3. The righteous are like a tree planted by rivers of water, bringing forth fruit in its season. Its leaf does not wither, and whatever he does shall prosper. Practical application. How to align your thoughts with wealth. Guard your thoughts. Eliminate scarcity-based thinking. Surround yourself with teachings that reinforce abundance. Speak life over your finances. Words carry creative power. Speak prosperity, not lack. Act in alignment with wealth. Make decisions as if you are already the wealthy, capable person you desire to be. Meditate on biblical prosperity. Internalize scriptures that reinforce your divine right to abundance. Give and receive freely. Understand that abundance flows when you become both a giver and a wise receiver. Final thought. You become what you believe. Proverbs 23 verse 7 is not just a statement. It is a law. Your financial and life circumstances will always match the dominant thoughts in your heart. Change your thinking, and you will change your results. Self-worth creates wealth, not the other way around. One of the greatest misconceptions about money is that wealth creates self-worth. Many believe that if they just had more money, they would finally feel valuable, confident, and successful. But in reality, the opposite is true. Your sense of self-worth determines how much wealth you attract and sustain. Your internal value determines your external wealth. Money does not change who you are, it magnifies it. A person with low self-worth who suddenly comes into wealth often loses it just as quickly. Why? Because their inner self-image does not match financial abundance, and they unconsciously sabotage their success to return to what feels familiar. Lottery winners who don't see themselves as wealthy often go broke within a few years. Entrepreneurs with deep self-worth hold onto and multiply their wealth, even after financial setbacks. People who undervalue themselves accept underpaying jobs, bad business deals, and financial struggle, while those who see themselves as valuable demand more and receive it. Biblical wisdom, identity before prosperity. Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Matthew 6 verse 33. Wealth follows when your inner foundation is strong. The parable of the prodigal son, Luke 15 verses 11 to 32. The son who squandered his inheritance lacked the self-worth to manage wealth. Only after realizing his value did he return to a life of abundance. Proverbs 22 verse 29. Do you see a man skilled in his work? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before obscure men. Excellence and self-value lead to greater opportunities. Walter Russell's perspective. Wealth is a byproduct of self-realization. Walter Russell taught that every individual is a creator meant to express divine genius. He emphasized that those who recognize their own creative power naturally attract wealth, while those who doubt themselves remain in scarcity. If you understand that you are a co-creator with God, wealth ceases to be something you chase. It becomes something you generate. How to build self-worth that attracts wealth. Stop tying your value to money. You are valuable because you exist, not because of your bank account. Develop an abundance mindset. See yourself as a source of value, not someone begging for opportunities. Charge what you're worth. In business, career, or life, do not settle for less than you deserve. Upgrade your environment. Surround yourself with people who reinforce your value. Invest in yourself. The more valuable you see yourself, the more you will grow, and wealth will follow. Final thought. You must own your worth before you own wealth. Money does not make you valuable. You make money valuable. When you recognize your own worth, wealth becomes a natural extension of who you are. Change your self-perception, and your financial reality will follow. Respect yourself first, and others will follow. The way others treat you is a direct reflection of how you treat yourself. If you do not respect your time, energy, and worth, the world will take advantage of you. If you establish strong self-respect, others will be forced to acknowledge your value. This principle applies to every area of life: money, relationships, business, and personal success. Those who command respect from the world are the ones who first respect themselves. You teach the world how to treat you. Everything in life operates by agreement. The way people interact with you is often a response to what you have unconsciously taught them to expect. If you undercharge for your work, people will assume you are worth less. If you tolerate disrespect, people will continue to give it. If you give away your time freely, people will not value it. On the other hand, if you set firm boundaries, people will respect them. If you carry yourself with dignity, people will treat you with dignity. If you expect to be well compensated, the right opportunities will align with that expectation. Biblical wisdom. You set the standard for your life. Love your neighbor as yourself. Mark 12 verse 31. The key here is as yourself. If you do not respect yourself, how can you expect others to? Do not cast your pearls before swine. Matthew 7 verse 6. Your time, energy, and gifts are precious. Do not waste them on those who do not appreciate their value. Proverbs 4 verse 23. Guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flow the issues of life. Self-respect starts in the heart. It determines what you allow into your life. Walter Russell's perspective. Respect is the foundation of power. Walter Russell taught that self-respect is a function of self-awareness. The more you recognize your divine nature, the less you tolerate mediocrity or mistreatment. When you operate from this truth, you naturally attract success and prosperity. Practical steps to command respect. Set clear boundaries. Do not allow people to take advantage of your time, energy, or generosity. Raise your standards. Stop settling for less than you deserve in money, relationships, and opportunities. Speak and act with confidence. The way you carry yourself signals to the world how you expect to be treated. Stop explaining or justifying. People who respect themselves do not beg for validation. Invest in yourself. The more you grow, the more valuable you become, and the more respect you command. Final thought. The world reflects what you project. If you want people to respect your worth, you must first respect it yourself. When you walk with confidence, clarity, and self-worth, the world has no choice but to follow your lead. Abundance is an identity before it's a reality. Wealth does not start in your bank account. It starts in your mind. Before abundance can manifest in your life, it must first become a part of your identity. Many people believe they need to see abundance before they can believe in it. But the truth is the opposite. You must first believe in your abundance, and only then will you see it materialize. Your mind determines your financial reality. Money flows to those who expect it. Poverty clings to those who see themselves as struggling. The difference between those who attract wealth and those who repel it is not luck, background, or external circumstances. It is self-identity. A person who sees themselves as abundant will naturally take actions that align with wealth, investing, creating, expanding. A person who sees themselves as lacking will hesitate, operate in fear, and reject opportunities without even realizing it. Biblical wisdom. Abundance is a spiritual state. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23 verse 7. Your financial condition will always match your inner beliefs about wealth. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Psalm 23 verse 1. Lack is a mindset, not a divine condition. Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Matthew 6 verse 33. Abundance follows alignment with divine truth, not struggle or striving. Walter Russell's perspective. You create what you believe. Walter Russell taught that all wealth is generated from within. Those who recognize their creative power naturally attract success, while those who believe in scarcity unknowingly push wealth away. Your external world is a projection of your inner consciousness. If you want to change your financial situation, change how you see yourself first. How to adopt the identity of abundance. Stop speaking lack. Your words shape your reality. Speak prosperity, not struggle. See yourself as a wealth creator. Money is not something you chase. It is something you generate. Act as if you are already wealthy. Make decisions from abundance, not fear. Give generously. Those who operate from abundance give freely, knowing wealth flows in cycles. Surround yourself with prosperity thinking. Elevate your environment, associations, and influences to reflect the abundance you seek. Final thought. You must become wealthy in mind before you become wealthy in life. Abundance is not something you wait for. It is something you embody. The moment you adopt the identity of abundance, your external world will begin shifting to match it. Walter Russell's perspective. The universal balance of giving and receiving. Walter Russell taught that the universe operates on a fundamental principle of balance, a rhythmic interchange between giving and receiving. Just as the tides flow in and out, and the seasons cycle in perfect harmony, wealth and prosperity follow the same universal law, the law of rhythmic balanced interchange. Russell emphasized that everything in existence is governed by a divine balance. For every giving, there must be an equal receiving. Those who understand and align with this principle unlock endless abundance. Giving without expectation of return expands wealth. Receiving with gratitude completes the cycle and attracts more. Blocking either giving or receiving disrupts the natural flow of abundance. Scarcity comes from imbalance. Many people remain in financial struggle because they either give without allowing themselves to receive. Overgivers who struggle with wealth try to receive without first giving. People who expect money without creating value. Both mindsets break the natural rhythm of wealth. True prosperity comes when you give and receive in balance. Biblical alignment. Giving and receiving as divine law. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Luke 6 verse 38, giving initiates the flow of abundance. He who sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and he who sows bountifully will also reap bountifully. 2 Corinthians 9 verse 6, the more you give, the more you receive. It is more blessed to give than to receive. Acts 20 verse 35, giving is the starting point of abundance, but receiving is just as necessary. Practical application, living in the flow of abundance. Give with the right energy. Give from abundance, not desperation or guilt. Receive without resistance. Many block abundance by rejecting opportunities or feeling unworthy of wealth. Create value first. Money is an effect, not a cause. When you contribute value, wealth follows naturally. Trust the universal balance. Wealth is not gained through hoarding, but through circulating money, ideas, and generosity. Final thought. Wealth flows to those who give and receive in balance. The universe rewards those who understand that giving and receiving are one continuous cycle. When you align with this rhythm, financial abundance becomes inevitable. Practical application, raise your standards. Your financial reality is a direct reflection of the standards you set for yourself. If you accept mediocrity, struggle, and underpayment, that is exactly what you will experience. But the moment you raise your standards, the world will adjust to meet them. You don't get what you want, you get what you tolerate. Many people desire wealth, success, and financial freedom, but their actions reveal low standards. They tolerate underpaying jobs or clients. They allow disorganization and lack of discipline in their finances. They settle for less than what they're truly worth. High standards are not about arrogance. They are about self-respect. When you raise your expectations of yourself and of the world, your financial circumstances will shift to match them. Biblical wisdom. God honors those who expect more. According to your faith, be it unto you. Matthew 9 verse 29. Your level of expectation sets the limit of what you receive. You have not because you ask not. James 4 verse 2. Many remain in lack because they do not demand more from life. Do you see a man diligent in his work? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before obscure men. Proverbs 22 verse 29. Excellence attracts wealth and recognition. Walter Russell's perspective. You set the limits of your own success. Russell taught that the universe mirrors your self-image. If you see yourself as a powerful creator, wealth and opportunity will naturally flow to you. But if you think small, you will live small. The universe does not give you what you wish for. It gives you what you insist upon. How to raise your standards for wealth and success. Demand more from yourself. Discipline, excellence, and self-investment create wealth. Stop accepting less. Say no to anything that does not align with your vision of financial success. Set clear boundaries. Protect your time, energy, and value. Upgrade your circle. Surround yourself with people who expect and achieve more. Operate from a high-value mindset. Expect abundance and act accordingly. Final thought. The world rises to meet your expectations. You will never exceed the standards you set for yourself. The moment you demand more from yourself and the world, your financial life will transform. Wealth is not given to those who wish for it, but to those who require it. Your value is rooted in your Creator. True wealth is not found in money, possessions, or social status. It is found in knowing your divine origin. Your value does not come from external achievements. It comes from the fact that you are created in the image of God, endowed with infinite potential and divine intelligence. The source of your worth. Many people struggle with self-worth because they measure their value by how much money they have, what others think of them, their career success or failures, their past mistakes. But your worth was established before you were born. You were created with a purpose, gifted with talents, and designed to prosper. No amount of money can add to your value, and no lack of money can take it away. Biblical wisdom. You were made for greatness. So God created man in his own image. Genesis 1 verse 27. Your value is intrinsic. You reflect the Creator himself. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Jeremiah 1 verse 5. Your worth was determined before birth. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works. Ephesians 2 verse 10. You were designed for a purpose, not mediocrity. Walter Russell's perspective. Man is a co-creator with God. Russell taught that every human being is a manifestation of divine intelligence, possessing the power to shape reality. When you recognize your divine nature, you unlock limitless creativity, success, and abundance. Your wealth is a reflection of how much you embrace your divine potential. Those who understand their connection to the Creator naturally attract prosperity because they operate from a position of power, not fear or scarcity. Practical steps to align with your true value. Stop seeking validation from money. Wealth is a tool, not your source of worth. Embrace your divine identity. Meditate on the fact that you are created in God's image. Operate from confidence, not fear. Wealth follows those who know they deserve it. Develop your God-given talents. Your unique gifts are meant to create prosperity. Surround yourself with truth. Stay in environments that reinforce your value, not diminish it. Final thought. Your worth is eternal, and wealth is a byproduct. When you truly understand your value as a child of God and a creator, money becomes a natural extension of that awareness. You don't chase wealth. Wealth flows to you because you recognize who you are. When you truly embrace the law of self-worth and value, you move differently in life. You stop begging for success and start commanding it. You stop waiting for validation and start setting the terms. The moment you recognize your true worth, the world has no choice but to acknowledge it too.